Four persons are making decisions for Buhari, ex-Northern Elder Forum said. An elder statesman, former chairman of the Northern Elders Forum and chairman, governing board of the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council, Dr. Paul Unonongo, discusses the security situation in the country, restructuring and other national issues with Olaleye Aluko. There has been a resurgence of violence and killings in southern Kaduna for some weeks, and the government seems to be incapable of dealing with these criminals. What do you see as the cause of this carnage? I think the reason why you are asking me this question is because I have been around for quite some time and I have been in the struggle for an independent Nigeria. A sustainable, peaceful, and all interacting and interactive Nigeria. Since the good old days with people like David Lott and Joseph Taka, we have been talking very loudly about integrating every single person and caring for every single section of the country. These are technically those we call the minority groups. I advanced a theory when I was much younger that if the minority groups of this country came together and formed a strong political force, they would actually impose their will on the three major tribes, which at that point were the ones running the country. I mean Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa Fulani regions. And I noted that the then northern Nigerians should be reorganized because we were gigantic and I knew religion was going to play a major role. So we advocated for the reorganization of the then northern region and we thought one of them should be called the Middle Belt region. So, if you know the history of southern Kaduna from the annexation of communities into the then Zaria province, you know that the things happening today were observed at that time. The in-depth analysis would reveal that we have not handled the crisis of integration with the seriousness that it deserves. I think by creating regions, we could have by this time made Nigerians happier if our leaders were more proactive and not reactive. In Nigeria, we seem to wait until a situation deteriorates. Then we take a reactive action and think we are addressing the problem, whereas we are not. I think showing intelligence is stopping a crisis from happening. That is a work of intelligence. When you get intelligence from agencies, you must work on it quickly. The Western world is not as chaotic as it is here. We are not suggesting that they don't have incursions or crises, but they are able to act promptly on their intelligence. So, I think that the criticism that applies is that our government reaction or action times takes too long. I don't know what the problem is. It usually comes up with an action that would have been effective if it had acted from the beginning of the situation. It waits until the problem has festered and many of the atrocities have been committed. Such a reaction becomes suppressive and can produce a counterproductive result. This is because you are trying now to suppress what has become a very explosive situation. The approach of the government to issues that will explode eventually is too slow. I believe there is nothing wrong with our intelligence network. I was attached to one of them, which used to be called the E Department in those days and was created by former Inspector General of Police Mohammed Yusufu. But when the government is giving correct information and intelligence and they take too long to act, there is problem. Thank you for listening to this news. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I really appreciate your intelligent uh, contribution, because it takes only those who are inclined, those who understand this country and the system of the government, to be able to give out something tangible as what you have just dished out right now. Yes, of a truth. What you've said is a truth. You see, our problem started from the past and old administrations. Far back 1980 something and all of that. You understand? That is where our problem started from. And because they have refused to pay attention and address the situation, then that was why we keep experiencing them, administration by administration, administration by administration. And if any administration comes into power, instead of the administration to pay attention to the weakness of the weakness which the other administration has already created, the administration will just ignore it and be paying attention to its own present situation. No one is saying that you should not pay attention to your own present situation, but at least pay attention to the errors already made by the past administration. Then try to make corrections and stabilize the errors. Make the errors to be thrown, to be corrected. Okay, so while you are doing that, you are paying attention to your own responsibility. You understand? By so doing, the people will carried along, and things will be okay. You understand? So that is where our problem is coming from. We don't we ignore the needful. We ignore the what is expected of us. That is why we keep having problem upon problem, administration in administration, and before you know it, a lot of things will get spoiled. You understand? So, my viewers, permit me to say that your contribution will be mostly welcomed, please. So please, don't hesitate to leave those comments of yours behind. Click on the subscription button as well as bell button to get updated whenever we upload any new videos. Thank you.